Welcome to middle school. Enjoy the ride. Oh, what's going on here? I got a mess. My desk is kind of cramped because I had to make space for the testing environment. As you may or may not know, we have our state tests tomorrow. It's really kind of like a vacation day because we only see one group of students, our homeroom, or as we call it, our advisory students. And so the other kids we don't see until, in our case, Friday, 2 days later. So it's really kind of like a vacation couple of weeks. Uh-oh, my computer came back on. I put it to sleep, but I will put it to sleep again. So it's all about testing. That's what we're doing. I wanted to remind people that are watching, have been watching, or are watching for the first time, that I am a middle school teacher. And specifically, I teach 7th grade. 7th grade. And, you know, in my post yesterday, I was wondering and asking, you know, what is there left for me to say on these posts? I mean, we're on right now video number 149. And I've made mention about my job and what I do and how difficult it is, but I haven't really specifically said what it takes to teach 7th grade. What goes on in 7th grade? How do you teach 7th graders? And I'm asking that question because most people, especially teachers, that don't teach 7th grade, when I tell them I do teach 7th grade, the reaction is always the same. Oh my God, how can you do it? That's the worst grade ever. I've been teaching it for, wow, 8 years. 8 years. This is my 8th school year of teaching 7th grade. In order to be a 7th grade middle school teacher, first thing you gotta know, you gotta understand, is that education and learning, for the most part, is the last of their priorities. The last thing they care about is opening a book. First thing you gotta know, I gotta write this down so I can keep track. They're not here for their education. And then you might ask, if that's true for the majority of 7th graders, then why are they here? I consider 7th grade just a step in their process of becoming an adult. That's the truth. They're at a point in their physical lives where they're changing. All of these hormones are firing in all kinds of different directions, and they have no idea what's happening. And 7th grade is their time to make sense of all that. Why is my voice changing? Why do I feel this way about others? What do others think about me? Am I normal? Do people accept me? If they don't, why don't they accept me? People are figuring this out. So, it's a wild, toxic combination of thoughts and hormones and physical changes. And toxic in the sense for me, because I have to try to teach them. Healthy in their sense because they're becoming who they're supposed to be, who they're programmed to be. Genetics and society has a program for them. It's up to them to figure out what that program is, because it's not spelled out for them. They aren't given an instruction manual and said, here's what you're going to do, here's how you're going to be. It's a mystery and they have to figure that out. Third thing about teaching middle schoolers is that it involves a lot of therapy on the teacher's part. If you're a teacher that cares about people, if you're a teacher that's concerned about making a difference in the lives of young people, then you have to act as kind of a therapist. They're going through all those changes that I just mentioned, the hormones, the physical changes, the social obstacles. And you have to listen to them when they're talking about that. Just listen to them. You know, they're not ready for you to just spout out, speak, talk about whatever you want to talk about. English, what is this? Hey, I got hairs on my chest. What am I going to do about this? Teaching does not always involve talking. Teaching involves listening, letting them talk through whatever they're experiencing, so that it'll make the process of experiencing it a little bit easier. And teachers that say 7th grade is a tough grade might just be people that aren't accustomed to listening. So that's what you gotta be. You want to teach 7th grade, another thing you gotta have is a sense of humor. Because these kids are funny. They make me laugh all day. And if you're not willing to laugh at some of the tragic things that happen, then it's going to be tough. And I don't mean it in the sense that a student tells you, hey, I got beat up after school. Oh, really? Oh, that's funny. No, it's not what I mean. I mean that you gotta not let all this stuff weigh so heavily upon you. Don't carry the weight of what's happening to them on your shoulders. You gotta laugh and smile, and you gotta show that smile to your students. And I don't care how many times they tell me, don't smile till Christmas. That's what they told me my first year teaching. Don't smile till Christmas. You know, to hell with that. I'm a human being. I have feelings. I'm not hiding that from my students. I'm not going to be some robot that spouts out rules and regulations. I'm a human being, and if I can't show that to them, how am I going to expect them to show it to me? You know, whatever gets you through your day, whatever you need to tell yourself to get through your teaching career, don't tell it to me. My experience is different. So thank God I never listened to that. I enjoy smiling. I enjoy being happy. And I'm not going to pretend that I don't. Sense of humor. You gotta have a sense of humor. What else do you need to be a middle school teacher? In some sense, you got to be a performer. You got to be a performer. Imagine doing stand-up comedy, trying to entertain a room full of people. Can you imagine yourself doing that? If you can't imagine yourself doing that, then you should not be teaching, because that's what it's like. You're in a room full of people that are basically saying, hey, I dare you, entertain me. Because in many cases, that's what you have to do, because if you don't entertain them, then they're not going to be involved in your performance. They're not going to want to hear what you have to say. So you have to have some part of your personality that's moderately entertaining. Otherwise, the tomatoes will fly in your face repeatedly. So, I'm able to make them laugh. Sometimes I'm able to make them cry. But still, it's entertaining nevertheless. What else about being a teacher should you know? Well, you got to understand, along with them not caring about their education, you got to understand that you will have quite a bit of disappointments. You got to be ready for that. You will have quite a few disappointments, because it's not always going to go perfectly. You will get the kids that will challenge you. Kids will come up to your face, threaten to fight you, call you all kinds of names, talk about your family, put you down, because they're screaming for attention, screaming for it. You can't take it personally. One student was upset with me one day, walked out the door saying, F you! I yelled back at him, hey, I'm sorry, I don't think my wife would like that. You know, what am I going to do, chase him down the hall? Why did you say, come back here! I'm calling the principal! I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Ain't nobody got time for that. I'm not chasing anyone. Or my stock response would be, F you! Oh, really? Be original. I've heard that before. Got anything new? What? No, I only got the F. Sounds like your report card. So you gotta have a thick skin, because they will throw crap at you. Don't let it stick. Who'd want to, right? Another thing you have to have if you're gonna teach middle school is an understanding that you might be the last person to reach these kids. You might be the last person that can guide them in the right direction, because they're at that crossroads where they can go this way, or they can go this way, or they can go this way, or that way. All of them are choices. You want to guide them down the right series of choices. Sometimes it involves just you setting an example. Sometimes it means telling them explicitly. Sometimes it means not saying anything at all, just listening. And that might be all it takes. So if you can do all of those things, if you can be all of those things, you can be a middle school teacher. One more thing I forgot to mention. You can never give up. You gotta strap on, hold tight, never give up. Because the second you do is the second they will. Never give up. Welcome to middle school. Enjoy the ride. This is video number 149 on school day number 144. Enjoy your day. Bye-bye.